last time I stood in front of a large audience at this temple was 50 years ago at my bar mitzvah. Back then I spoke about my Torah portion, and only now do I realize how much my interpretation reflected my father's outlook on life. God tells Abraham that he will father a great nation, and then he asks him to sacrifice his only son. At that time, I took it as a lesson in letting go of certainty about the future and learning to live fully in the present, doing our best and trusting the rest. That is how my father lived. He didn't obsess over plans or outcomes. He believed that if you are kind and generous, things will work out. And in his life, they did. His generosity wasn't only financial. It was generosity of spirit, of time, and most of all, of attention. He had the rare capacity to listen with his heart and soul more deeply than anyone I've ever known. After more than 50 years as a therapist, he developed an acute sensitivity to what people were feeling, even when they didn't have the words for it. He truly believed in the goodness in others, and that focusing on that goodness was the path towards healing. Many people told him there were things they only felt comfortable sharing with him. That was because of his empathy, his openness, and the safety he created simply by being present. I know I wasn't alone in this. I was lucky enough to be his son and also someone who could confide in him, talk with him for hours, and feel fully heard. When he became frail and some people encouraged him to move to an assisted living home, he told me the main reason it wouldn't work is that he would need time alone. And if he lived in a community, everyone would want to talk to him, and he would never get a moment of quiet. My father embraced authentic spirituality as one of the most important things in life. When I became interested in Eastern traditions, we went together to Hindu ashrams and Buddhist retreats and teachings. When I decided to live in Nepal for 5 years to study Tibetan Buddhism, he was thrilled, and he supported me with $200 a month. Later, when I did a 3-year meditation retreat, I wrote him weekly letters about what I was going through, my doubts, my confusions, my struggles, and he always wrote back. Coming out of retreat, I eventually began looking for a career. Perhaps he had hoped I would become a spiritual teacher. He used to joke that he wanted to retire in my ashram. He cared far less about worldly achievement than about inward development. He often said to me, the only thing that would truly disappoint him would be if I worked on Wall Street. This is true. So when my first corporate job was a word processor at Goldman Sachs, and later a career in banking technology, he eased my worry. I wasn't trading money, he said. I was helping people do their work. My father was full of kindness and compassion, always thinking about other people's happiness. He embraced the teaching that the most difficult people in our lives can be our greatest teachers because they help us develop patience, tolerance, and compassion. I cannot imagine a better father, and I'm profoundly grateful to have been his son. My dad was also humble, and he would not want anyone to exaggerate his virtues. The best way we can honor him is to live what he lived, to offer kindness and compassion to everyone, to be generous in whatever way we can, and most of all, to listen, to truly listen. Near the end of my father's life, he often said he wanted to be reborn as a tree, because a tree has no tasks it must accomplish. It simply stands, listens, and watches. So Dad, May you be happy as your tree. Thank you for everything you gave me and for the life your love made possible.